what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah? Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Shot there. Hello and welcome into the Wednesday edition of your show. I am still your very, very overweight host, Gary. Trying to avoid scales lately because they're really, really messing with me. But, you know, that's that winter weight I guess the kids keep talking about, and we're okay wearing it. This right here, this is your show. Not just a clever name, it's not the shitty Beatles out here. This is the real thing. Your show is all about you, and we're so grateful and proud to kick off each and every show by telling you that as far as we know, we are still the only show going live 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday that is scheduled viewing just like we grew up with, originating out of Saskatoon. And it's so cool to be able to say that because we say it all the time here. When you're doing something different, you stand out. And that's how we've been so incredibly good at showing off this beautiful city and all the people and businesses and charities and everything else in it. Well, thank you for being a part of that. We also have a camera. Margaret, you going to get up here? You get your spot? Come here. This is what comes with the live territory, by the way, and that's why we love it so much, because it's always real. It's real people just hanging out. It just so happens that it goes out on the internet, and then we all connect, and we have a really good time. Margaret, please report right here. All right, we're going to have a fun one today. Oh, is she going to? Oh, okay, this will be good. She's sort of there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason everyone comes by this place right about now. We kick the show off with the greatest cam in the history of all cams. It is... Oh, we were so close. And now she's showing off. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to do a little cheat here. Cheat code. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
She's no dummy.
The Maggie Cam. Look at her go. Good girl. Now, I don't have anything. It's empty. I tricked you. I'm sorry. But this is how we work. No, there's nothing in it. Look, you want the bag? Take the bag. You want it. Yeah, see, there you go. Good girl. Now lay down. The Maggie Cam for our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Look at her. There she is. When you walk through those doors, your life and your pet's life changes forever for the better. I promise you. You'll meet Rochelle or Mike and their dog Leroy, who's dating Maggie right now. And they will walk you through your shopping experience. We are talking about the greatest store in the history of pet stores. The reason for that? Well, one, because they have giant tubs full of treats everywhere for your animals. So it's very fun to walk around and be surrounded by treats. And toys. Right when you walk in, you see them everywhere. They also got all the leashes and all like the things you dig into the ground. Good girl, Marge. Yeah, no, you're good. That you stick in the ground and then you can leash your puppy up on it, as well as pooper scoopers and so many other utensils for your pet maintenance. They also have the greatest cleaning station in the history of dogs. Look at that smile. That's just amazing. Good job, Maggie. I take back everything I said about you. Right beside that cleaning station, they have fridges full of raw food. If you're looking to change your animal's diet to the raw food diet, they have that. They have all the dry foods. They got the toys and clothing aisles, the galore, and everything else you need. They got beds. They got all the carrying cases. We could go on and on. The point is, they got you covered for every single need you'll ever have with your pets. And they're open after hours and on weekends, thanks to Kirsten and Chris. That is all going down over at the greatest pet store in the universe. That is Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. She's even got the paw hanging off, eh? That was very, very, very nice. All right.
Diva in every way.
There it is. I was wondering why everyone was being so quiet the whole time. Normally when we jump in, it's a party, especially when we have people that have not been here in a while. If you are not following along at home, Wednesdays are very special days because we have a table that goes all the way around. More specifically, all the way around to Melbourne, Australia. That's where we find one member. We have two other members who are here in Saskatoon. One who's been here you've only missed one, I think. You've been pretty good.
Been pretty good. The attendance mark at the end of the year will be solid.
I love that. Yeah. Another one who has been basically being...
Truant. Truant.
The world's greatest dad, coach, worker, everything. This guy does it all, and we are so excited to have him in here. Do we have our... Okay. Without further ado, it is time to bring in all three at once. We'll see if I can do this all at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Simon Hiatt, coach number 2, and coach number 1. Hey, with the flip.
Yep.
Get the flip. There it is. Oh, what do we got going on here? Oh, it's dude, that's a pom-pom. Are you pom-pomming, bro?
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm celebrating.
He's back. And coach number 1, before anything else, you are going to be so happy with this. Do you remember this little gifts that you dropped off when you were here in the studio?
Oh, yeah, the picnics.
The picnics, ladies and gentlemen. We have candy from Australia for you guys to enjoy.
Thank you.
Give me a camera 3 here real quick there, Phenom. We got Phenom on the ones and Tuesdays, just a hand.
Oh, it's not connected.
It could have been. You want? Look at this. See, this is how we pay him. We pay him with candy. There you are. Get
Whatever
that.
he can grab through the window, he gets to
Yes.
keep.
So tell us about these picnic candies there, coach number 1.
They are, I would say, a mix of a lighter O. Henry.
Ooh, that's
So
a good
there's
way.
a
I
little
already
bit of
crushed
wafer
one.
in there, but still similar to an O. Henry. So we don't have O. Henrys here.
Ah.
So that's why I've kind of taken a liking to
you might
the
have a bad
picnics
thing.
because it's just
Okay.
it's the closest thing.
Just to be on the same page, did you hear what he said? Like a lighter O. Henry?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Okay. That's
What's
good.
a tree nut?
A tree nut? I don't know. Oh, I do know. Those are what dragon's allergic to. They can kill them. That's why a dragon doesn't get one.
Mm.
Yeah. So I want you guys to try. Unless you're not into chocolate, is no one going to eat these? I thought this was going to be
I
a
didn't
big
know this was-
monumental moment that we're trying these
I thought this would be an
incredible...
audio nightmare for Phenom if we tied into these.
Well, you
Are
know,
we zooming
what?
on fingers, like the
You want to
rip,
zoom in?
the
You
rip, the
could.
tear, the pull.
You want...
I already broke the seal here.
The rip and the tear and the Poland. Go ahead and just open it. We don't need to get too... I'm already overdoing it here. I was so excited because he brought these candies for you guys, and this is the first time I've had enough people to hand them out.
Is this what year were these made in?
Hold on a second. Now he's going coach deep. So this sort of Coach 1? Is this sort of like a Hungry Jack's to Burger King kind of a comparison here, as far as Australian and Canadian goes?
No, that is a 1-for-1.
Okay.
They're exactly the same Hungry Jacks, but
Okay.
these are just Coach
And
2.
It looks like we're
It's
2
like
for 2.
a.
What's Phenom saying? We gotta get a hand out the
It's
window.
like
to
a
see if he
Wonder
likes it.
Bar.
Oh, he loves it. Look at that. Yes.
It's like a Wonder Bar
Are
that hangs out with an O. Henry.
they
A Wonder Bar.
together,
What
or
is
are
a
they
Wonder
just-
Bar?
I like the wafery goodness.
Yeah. A lighter O. Henry. I thought that was a great reference.
But the chocolate's like Wonder Bar.
The chocolate's on the lighter side, I think. It feels less intense to me.
I ate mine the second he brought them, so I don't remember the experience because I just crushed it. I don't even think I knew they were from Australia. I thought you just like brought chocolates for me. I was like, sweet. I just plowed right through.
Did you have these left over from your Halloween?
Ooh.
No. I whenever Mom and Dad come here, they bring some O. Henrys, some crispy crunches, some ketchup, chips, Old Dutch. So I thought I brought some for my nieces and nephews, some different chocolates, some koala chocolates and kangaroo chocolates, and I just wanted to spread the love.
I like that. You know what?
Thanks,
I like
Coach.
I like,
Thank you very much, Coach. An amazing treat.
I love sponsors. I understand that whole side of things, but what I hate when I'm watching like the NHL, some little interview and they're like, "Oh, try these Canadian snacks," and they get ketchup chips, but they bring out Lay's ketchup chips. I was like, "Well, Lay's isn't. That's not
That's
not
a
the
lazy
one.
move, bro.
That's not it.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
like maybe that's sponsor influence. I don't know, but it's
course
just
it is.
you're not getting the real. You're not representing Canada.
Do you remember when
right?
Mark Messier said, "I bet you can't eat just one for like 5 straight playoff seasons"?
Yeah.
Got sick of that. Got me off the Lay's chips pretty quick, I'll tell you. Reverse advertising, they call that. The wrong kind.
Man,
And
you know what I wish? Remember Orion's? We talk about this often. I wish
Dude,
they had a
sour
ketchup.
cream and onion. Orion's
and
chips.
sour cream and bacon.
They
I
were
wish
so-
they had
we're
a
getting
ketchup.
cheer up there.
I wish they had a ketchup chip. If
They-
I could
they
go
wouldn't
back
be-
in
they
time.
wouldn't be able to do it. They had the whole game dominated in strictly sour cream, and then they had the bacon
sour
and
cream
cheddar.
Bacon.
Yeah,
no,
sour
it's
cream
not
bacon.
bacon
sour
and cheddar. Sour cream and
Sorry,
bacon.
I'm sorry. I forgot you're a hardcore.
Lived on those.
Yeah, well, they were second to none, and then they just disappeared. like everyone knew they were too
AJ
good.
back in coaching the Aces would be like, why didn't Macy leg out that? Why did he turn that double into a single? It's like, well, I ate like
My
3 bags of
pregame
Orion's
Orion's chips. Yeah,
chips the night
That's
before.
fair. This is good. All right, we're back together. This feels fantastic. I'm so excited and grateful that you made it in again, friend. I can't stress that enough. And I saw, and this is how excited I was. I've actually checked my messenger twice in the
Whoa.
last 2 days, just because I was like, it's raining. I might have Coach Comet too here. And then, of course, I remembered why I never checked the messenger, because the second I go on there, it's just all these people like, oh, this and that. And I was like, no, get away. I just need the round table one. And it's so hard to find and all of it. The anxiety just goes through the roof, man. Too much on the
Sorry about
messenger. No, I'm telling you how excited I was.
Yeah.
And for this, before we get into our sports, it's going to be a sports-heavy episode. Do you understand how awesome this is?
No.
So this right here, Gary Mason, the bassist for OWC, a.k.a. Oswald's Walking Connection.
Oh, yeah.
My top 3 favorite bands of all time, No Effects, Propaganda, OWC. Local guys, Bradwell. I didn't know they're from Bradwell. Growing up, we had so many, mysteries surrounding the members of this band and where they're from and who they were. So it almost felt like I was talking to a ghost when he was here. But he's the nicest, most incredible human I've ever met. And he brought this unopened cassette, my favorite band, and they have a song called Quarterback on here.
Mm-hmm.
They call me Quarterback. It's really good. And they have so many other songs. And I was talking yesterday on the All Out of Angst podcast, which loved your text, by the way. May said, I don't want my sports on the music show. Get out of there. Because we were talking about the Leafs, and it was pretty funny. But when he was here and we were talking, it was the first time, because the old saying, I think we can all appreciate this, where they say you're not supposed to meet your idols or your heroes. He absolutely crushed it. And it's like the one time, it's like the reverse Manny Ramirez for me, boys. We talked about Manny Ramirez last week. He was so kind and so generous. He gave us these amazing stickers and the cassette. And I said yesterday to the boys, I don't know any other band that could have a song about jocks and a song about drag racing your car, going into a song about peeing your pants, then followed by a song about the most beautiful day you've ever lived. And Gary Mason from the band talked about how their writing process was they think about something, they write it, they lay it down, and they move to the next one. So and you can hear it through their songs because they're all so different, and there's like country music influences and all sorts of stuff in there. Very, very cool. So that's my new most prized possession right there. Unopened cassette.
Never going to open it?
No.
I'll be honest. So even though it feels like it hasn't been long, it's been 3 episodes that I've been missing on the show. 2 things. I was able to get here because, like I said, I explained a little bit why I was able to get here today. But the other reason was my son wanted me to pick up a mystery mini goalie stick from wherever they were sold. So I'm trying to make that happen. They're not available. Usually they're available usually Al's around October, November. Tried Olympian Sports, called Sport Check, they're not available. I knew they wouldn't be, but I just like, you know what, I'll try and make this happen. And I was like, well, now I'm halfway here, so I have no excuse not to make it because I was able to get here.
The universe was pulling
I sat down here, and you said you haven't been here in so long. I was like, well, it's been 3 episodes. Like I was here with AJ. It hasn't been long. I've been busy. We knew that. But I have noticed a few things. Like I think we need to do a little bit of dusting in here. I've noticed because it's like spring dusting's kind of settled in. The dust has settled now. The rains come in, so it's settled out here. Just a few corners I've noticed, in the past 3 weeks. When I picked this up, I didn't read Oswald's Walking Connection. I read, Can't We All Be Friends? And I came in here kind of venting a little bit about my day, and I'm just like, you know what, go easy. And then I read the back, and it says, Old What the Hell Heroes, the Quarterback, new Pounder rule book, letters to home. So I read that all as one thing, and it scrambled in my brain, and I thought this was like a motivational record, like just like how to focus on quality of life. This is what I thought this was, and I was just like, I'm going to rip this open and stick it into my Walkman. But luckily for you guys, I don't have a Walkman anymore.
This is why I missed you so much. This is it, man.
This is something that no one else brings.
We never get the weirdness. I love it so much, and thank you for not opening my most prized possession. Very kind of you. As it is the all the way around table, and we are going to talk about a little bit of sports.
Sorry, just along the small town Saskatchewan bands, that made me flash back to
Yeah.
last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, spent a lot of time driving through the province of Saskatchewan, and we drove through Lanigan, Saskatchewan.
Age of Electric.
Age of
I knew it.
MFing
I knew it.
Electric. How did you know that?
I just felt that there was going to be an Age of Electric conversation happening.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, do you guys know who's from Lanigan, Saskatchewan? And they were, nope. And I said, Age of Electric.
Yeah.
And they said, what? And I said, where's my remote control?
Where's my remote control?
All I see is ugly.
They were great. Yeah. They were brothers, were they not? Two brothers that
I
played
believe
together?
so.
Yeah.
And then some were from Regina, but I believe the brothers were from Lanigan. I think that's
That checks out.
It
I do
reminds me
know-
of another pair of brothers, the McTavish brothers. Always reminded me of, do you know AJ, the Paul, and what's the other one? What's
Yeah,
the other guy?
that one.
Craig.
I
Craig
can't remember the
McTavish.
brother's name.
No. What happened? Anyway, he hit a huge bomb. You know the tree out at Licos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Licos
Yeah,
Field. So
absolutely.
it's like, what is it? 356 to the
to the
corner,
right-
and then
right
it
field,
jets out,
yeah.
and there's that little that tree. It's probably dying now, but it used to be there. It used to be just majestic, hanging over, and if
Yeah,
it hit the
beautiful.
tree, it'd be a home run. But it's like no one would ever hit one. The McTavish that I can't remember the name right now, just unleashed a bomb off that tree once. It was pretty awesome for the Clams way back in the day.
That's pretty cool.
But they also played instruments. Paul played guitar, and they were really popular. I was just like, man, these guys. There's something about brothers in small towns that make things happen.
And they usually were the McTavish. Did they fight a lot, like the Gallagher
guys,
brothers or
no,
the
they were
Robinson
chill.
brothers from Black Crows, like who just hated each other?
Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
that's
I didn't know them
always
that
what I
well.
suspect with
The-
brothers in a band.
I've really only had a couple experiences. They had that mushroom pool table in their basement because I
Okay.
went to their house once in Asquith, and I loved that. My uncle Kevin had one of those too, so that was pretty neat. What's up, AJ?
Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Those little bumper pool,
bumper
like the
pool.
best game ever.
Yeah, Ronnie Trash has one at his place.
Oh, now I know what you're talking. Yes,
Bumper
yeah,
pool.
they had the white bumper things on.
Yeah,
and
red and white.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
And, you
Very
had,
fun.
and I don't know how you ever played it.
You had to get to the hole on the other side, don't you? Yeah, get through.
There's
a
5
middle hole.
pockets though, wasn't
No, there's just a middle hole on each one. And then there's pegs all the way through it, and you have to get all yours into that hole. Very fun game. The only pool I'm somewhat, not even good at it, but I can play it. I do want to say that tree to right field, I dropped a lot of balls under that tree because I always go to right field because I'm so bad. And so, cans of corn all day, like, there it is. And I'd horrible route running, and then I'd usually fall. And then the ball would fall, and I'd freak out and run to get it, and then throw it, and totally miss cutoff. And lots inside the park home runs thanks to that tree.
I would say whoever your coach was, that if you were so bad and they threw you into the largest territory
bro.
to man, that would be a
It was
very
with the
bad
Rhinos.
choice.
It was with the Rhinos.
Yeah, we didn't.
So we didn't really have
much of a
coach,
plan.
yeah.
You had a cannon though. That's why we put
Oh,
you out
yeah,
there.
huge cat. We all know why you go to right field, boys. It's okay. I've accepted it a long time ago.
AJ, how does this look? Thank you so much.
You notice
see
what
Yeah,
he's
I was
wearing?
gonna say. Yeah, you're looking pretty sharp there, and we're on the verge of getting some new merch. It's the club's 70th anniversary.
cool.
So
70.
Think about that.
1955.
Can you say when did you move to Australia?
2005.
Because that's when research existed. I make this story that you started the whole program. That's what I tell people.
Okay, let's go with it.
All right.
Yeah.
They were actually celebrating their 50th anniversary that year.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Hey.
Things
Start an
escalate.
urban myth.
That is pretty
So
cool.
70 though.
I love how that whole process works. Like you go in early, then you can be like a member of the club all the way up till you're. What do you say there, Coach? Like 70-year-olds are on the team.
Well, yeah. Jexy's over 70. I think he's around 78, and he
Crazy.
pitches on Monday nights in the summer. So,
Like Don.
We could do that. We've talked about that. I need to do that in SAS 5. I need to make a senior. I got to try and keep kids around. I have nothing to do with it, but I'll talk to Hubs. So we should really try and make a junior program after these 18 all the guys that don't go to college that still want to play ball,
Yeah.
and get a little program going where they can still play maybe in the senior league or the men's league in Saskatoon, but play their games out in Martinsville, and then
can hear the
and maybe
gears
mentor
turning.
some kids, or maybe get into coaching and stuff like that too, and get in there. That's a great idea. We should copy the research
See? And-
train. And then maybe get a senior team.
I like the idea of playing against 70-year-olds. I feel like I could compete there.
Yeah, for sure you could.
Yeah. Just
Like
saying.
you wouldn't be as fast or whatever.
No.
but
I'm not saying I'd be good. I would be able to contribute. I shouldn't have said compete. I'd be able to contribute if I was
You'd be
playing
able
against 70-year-olds.
You'd be able to pitch for sure.
Got the body of a. I have to be able to throw strikes to pitch. That's another thing I learned. Very, very hard. Okay. We're catching up here. We got Coach Kamatu. We got Simon Hiatt. We got Coach number 1. Still not in the Al Mazy fresco, as I'm assuming. What's temperature today out there?
Oh no.
Not
4
good.
degrees. It's been cold. We got frost.
We can
might be-
relate.
We might even be warmer than that right now, eh?
No.
You think so?
Yeah, it's like
No, I
12 or
think
something here. I
No
think.
way.
We're like an
Oh,
oasis.
It's freezing here. It's
I
like
took my
4.
dog for a walk before I came here, and it was toasty.
Chilly.
The sun came up. No, it was like nice this afternoon. We've had like 3 days of rain, and
Yeah.
I overdressed for it. And it was a lovely afternoon walk.
Why would I doubt you on the weather? It's 11.
That's it. So do you have winter coats you bust out for days like these?
So I went out for a walk with my buddy Z. He's actually from Colorado, but he lives around the
nice.
corner now. And we both had, do you guys still call them toques? We call
Oh,
them
yeah.
beanies here.
No,
yeah.
they're
So
always
we're both
toques.
wearing toques. So it was pretty fresh, but anyways, I'll tell you what else though. I'm going to tell you why I'm pretty excited here. This
Pom-pom.
warms me up.
Here we go.
Even when the pom-poms.
Yeah.
How good is it that the Toronto Maple Leafs completely imploded in Game 7? Like, does it get any better? This is what, 9 years they've gone in the playoffs without getting past the second round,
I mean,
and they spend close to $50 million on 4 players. And I feel sorry for the player. Like Mitch Marner, I'm not a Leafs fan, like so much to the point where, have I told you the story when Ollie cried when he got drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs in NHL 2000? So he'd finished this. He was playing with the Saskatoon Blades. He got injured in round 1 of the playoffs. He was gutted because he didn't get to compete for the Memorial Cup. Then he got drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he was bawling. He was 10 years
awesome.
old, and I thought, geez, I've done a good job.
yeah.
Because
So
he
as
would
a
have no
Leafs-
influence about who's good in NHL other than me.
That's pretty good.
Like as a Habs fan, of course you'd be
Oh.
enjoying that for sure.
Same as Bruins fan. Now, here's something I could bring up with you guys. Yesterday on the All at Angst podcast edition of your show with Uncle Mike and Matt from all the bands, they both have no interest in hockey. They're not hockey guys in any way, and I ran this sort of by them just to see how they felt. But with Toronto coming in, doing what they did, going up 2-0, then going down 3-2, and then coming back in Game 6, and like the roller coaster of just everyone loving this team, saying this is the year. Then the very next game saying they're garbage and they're burning jerseys. Then after that Game 6, everyone legit, you could tell it was the last time they were ever going to say, this is the last time for this squad. They have what it takes. They're going to go all the way. And just the conversation of the pressures in a major market like Toronto, where it's such a big deal now that you got Florida players come out and saying, I feel so bad for those guys playing in Toronto. It would be impossible there. Put them in any other city that's a Stanley Cup team. Like that stuff coming out. Do you guys believe in that idea that the media and sort of being under that microscope that Toronto is affects the way the team plays? That's the big question. Starting with you, Coach Kamatu, because you're shaking your head.
No. There's obviously you're affected by your surroundings for sure, but I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do. I don't think Florida has a better chance of winning because there's not as much pressure.
That's what I thought. So
I
why
don't
are
think
guys
Carolina
in
has
Florida
one-
saying that? Why are they coming out?
Well, they feel bad for
We all feel bad for them.
maybe
Except
yeah,
for Coach One.
except for Coach One or whatever. But I don't know if that's real. Like, I mean, is it, the Yankees were so good for so long, right?
Yeah.
And then they went for a dip where it just didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, it's just hard to win a championship.
That's it.
That's what it is. So it's like they're top 8. They made it to the second round. They're final 8 of the league out of 32 or whatever. That's nothing to be ashamed about. You play the game to win, obviously, or you should. Some teams tank and have put no effort at all in
There's
the
that.
majors. There's
Yep.
some teams that are just awful franchises and shouldn't even have teams. Same thing with the NFL. You touched on it yesterday when I tuned in with the Browns, or we can
Browns, man.
talk Marlins when we choose to compete or choose to maybe put an effort in, or even Oakland's backwards way of competing, which somehow works. You know what I mean?
Pardon me,
Moneyball.
West Sacramento's way of competing.
Is that what they call it now? I was
Did
gonna
I say
ask
Oakland?
somebody.
You did say Oakland.
didn't mean to.
Still say
I meant the
Oakland all the
A's.
time.
Yeah, I know.
West Sacramento.
We're not actually. We're not even supposed to say West Sacramento. It's
No,
just the
It's
Athletics.
just the Athletics.
So they
yeah.
don't have. Oof.
So I didn't mean to go to other sports.
No,
I
that's
just think
good.
it's so hard to win.
It was good. I was able to leap in there for a second.
That was awesome. Is that
I'll
your
go back
final
over.
thought? No.
It's just so hard to win. Like I don't
That's good for me.
I don't
man.
know if you can will your way to championships. I don't think you're entitled to anything.
It did
You're not.
feel
So it's just
weird
like
though, right? That those players were talking like that. So sort of like it's like the brotherhood. They're standing up for the boys, but maybe
And
not
it was
believing
Florida
what they're
guys
saying.
said-
Yeah, I think
saying
it was
that.
Marshawn that came out and said it.
no, that's Marshawn being a dirtbag for sure.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
That was
Dirtbag
dirtbag
through
Kachuk as well.
That's my dirtbag. Love that
Yeah.
guy.
You know, he's
So
just
much.
you feel him anywhere else. That's one last jab. It's like, you have a championship, but you can't win because you're in that
Seemed
city.
pretty sincere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Simon Hiatt, your thoughts, my friend. The pressure of playing under the microscope.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to relate everything to baseball because
Hell yeah.
that's what I do.
It's a great place to do it.
Absolutely. So I guess I think there isn't a universal answer to this. I think it really comes down to the individuals. And I genuinely
Ooh,
think
There you go.
some people, they thrive on it.
Yeah.
They love that pressure.
None of those
They
guys
want
are-
that spotlight. They're, come on, boomy. That's great. And then there's people that it causes to wilt. And neither is right or wrong. It's just,
It is.
if only we knew somebody who knew things about psychology and sports.
Ooh,
Do we have anybody like that on the show? Wait,
Can I
hang
s-
on.
well, Can I stack?
But
on-
first,
can I
before
stack?
that,
Can I stack on that? Playoff performers, right?
Yeah.
There's some guys that are maybe 50th percentile in the league. They're steady. They're great professional athletes, but they're not phenomenal players. They're not next level players where they can put a team on their back or just take over a game. But for some reason, they have legs
The playoff.
when it matters. There's just something that their energy switches on more, and there's some that have tired legs. So, for an example,
too.
as a coach with kids,
Yes.
where maybe it's teams that I coach, maybe I'm the problem, but where it comes to championship Sunday or Monday, or if it's a long weekend, but it's championship Sunday, and our kids made it to the final of their age group, and the legs were different, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, are we talking about sleeping properly, or pressure, or nerves,
Or playing a bunch of games over a weekend.
or playing a whole bunch of games over a
endurance,
weekend?
I guess that would be, yeah.
It could be endurance, but how does that other team have it? Or maybe they didn't have it either. We just had it less. There's just something to say about playoff performers, which is funny because you see teams that will then go out and add these guys and overpay these guys that have been proven playoff performers. You add them to their team, and then they don't even make the playoffs because they don't do it over the course of the year.
don't
They
have it
need
to be
that,
in there.
that situation to rise up.
2 examples.
Okay, go ahead.
Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets
Mhm.
and playoff Jimmy Butler with Golden State. I guess it was playoff Jimmy when he was in Miami. But those 2 guys, every year I watch in the playoffs, I'm like, those are my guys. I love these guys. Like Jamal Murray, Canadian guy. Like, I love this dude. Regular season, he's garbage. And then the second the playoffs start, like, okay, I guess I got to try now. And he goes out and he dominates. And playoff Jimmy, literally, it's in his name. Jimmy Butler is playoff Jimmy, except for this year, they lost Steph and he couldn't be playoff Jimmy anymore. He tried, though. He did really good. But those are 2 names that came to mind first when you say that. Coach Comma 1,
Psychology.
psychologize us,
Yeah,
my
there you
friend.
go.
Tell us what's going on in the brains of these guys trying to make it in Toronto.
Well, so there was a number of studies done by a couple people at Stanford University, and they were exploring the impacts of stress and pressure.
do we have time for actual
And-
facts here? I think it should just be random opinions. I'm not sure that we want
How dare you bring
factual
references?
information.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it has any place in this show.
So,
the
but-
moment you said
so-
Stanford, you lost us all.
I'm going to bring it back because it's actually interesting with some of the commentary that's come out from different players about what it's like to play in Toronto. But one of the studies that they did is they took a group of students and they said, right, we're going to teach you about stress and we're going to talk to you about all the negative impacts of what pressure does to you and what your body feels and all the negative things about it. Then they took a second group and said to them, they taught them all about the positive benefits of stress. So when you feel that pressure, when you might feel it in your stomach, you might feel it in your shoulders. Everybody feels it in a different way. But when you feel that, this is why it's good for you. So essentially what stress does is it tells your body, it pumps up more of the stress hormone, and it tells your body, this is really important. You need to focus on this. So what they did with these two different groups is they gave them easy tasks, medium tasks, and then super hard tasks. And what they found is on the easy tasks, both groups performed the same. The medium tasks, the group that was taught that pressure is a good thing, like it actually enhances your performance, they performed marginally better. But when it got to the really difficult tasks, the group that was taught about the negative impacts of stress performed worse and gave up earlier, versus the group that was told that, hey, when you feel that, that's actually a performance enhancer. They did far better than the group that was taught about the negative impacts. So the outcomes of that study was that it depends how you look at it. It's all in the mindset. Right. So that comes down to your sports psychologist. You're talking about that before, Simon. And when you hear Max Pacioretty, he goes, what players don't realize that it's a privilege to play in a place like this? Like it, for him, he reveled on it. Whereas you look at maybe a Mitch Marner. Now everybody's picking on Mitch Marner, I think. And I would suggest, I don't know. He's a great kid. Like you watch him play and you hear him talk. I mean, he grew up in Toronto, playing with the team that he's loved ever since he's 3 years old. He would feel it would probably mean more to him to win there than most people. And I just wonder if that to me, does the pressure get to him? Because he's been pretty consistent with his outputs in the finals. The other thing Maisie or Coach Kamatu also said is that everybody has different levels of let's call it tolerance of stress. So there's a thing called the performance curve, and this is actually in the book called The Mind Gym, and it's a sports psychology book, Simon. And they talk about this performance curve and that a number of performance and pressure are directly correlated. And you for each individual, there's a point where your maximum amount of pressure brings out the best of you. But if there's too much, then it starts to decline. And if you don't have enough pressure, also your performance can decline. So it's about identifying when do you get pushed too far to the right or you don't have enough to the left. And sports psychologists will work with athletes to go, right, when's the time that you've been too far to the right, where it's been too much, it's impacted your performance in a negative way. And then they work out strategies to release or reduce the amount of stress. So that's a lot. There's some science for you. But you know what? Matthew Tkachuk came out and said that on Spitting Chicklets, that, you know, he feels sorry for those guys to have to play in Toronto because the media just beats up on him. Part of me is going, Matthew Tkachuk's a little bit of an agitator, probably like Marchand.
100%.
So, but you know what? They would be. Imagine living in Florida, where you could go out, you can switch off. You go out to go grab an O. Henry, bag of Lay's ketchup chips at the local, whatever, 7-Eleven or whatever store. Most people won't recognize them. They get to switch off. Mitch Marner goes to 7-Eleven or Tim Hortons. People would be all over him, and he doesn't get that opportunity just to kind of switch off and take a break.
He did have a great comment about how he was out walking his dog. Just walking his dog in his neighborhood. And random fans would yell at him, why haven't you signed a contract extension yet? What's wrong with you? You're garbage. And that was before the last one they signed. And he said that's ongoing all the time. So I think there's a lot to what you say. There's also the Austin Matthews comment about the passengers on the ice. You guys see this? You hear about this?
Yeah.
He came out and said, oh, you know, it felt like there was just a bunch of passengers out there. I'm assuming he's talking like a bus. No one's driving the bus. Everyone's just going for a ride type of thing. That sort of, any thoughts on your captain coming out and saying that?
I mean,
Pretty crazy to me.
I want to hear more because he made that little comment, but nothing else has come out yet. So there's obviously some frustrations there.
Well, yeah, me too. I'd be looking for context too. And what is he expecting from the players that are getting 8 to 12 minutes of ice time? Like, what is their goal when they're on the ice? You know what I mean? Like, so your goal is to
win the frickin' Stanley Cup.
That is your goal.
What's their goal?
How do you do that? How do you go out there?
110% every shift, bro. You know that. Yeah.
Yeah, 110, good. All the cliches. That's great.
Yeah, all the
No, your
cliches,
goal
but
is
what
to
do you do,
not get
Maze?
scored on, right? Like give them a break and not get scored on. So I'd like to look at the lines, how they did that he's calling out. Like how did they actually do? Did they
Leave it
not
to you
give
to go deeper. I
secondary or
like this.
third?
Yeah.
Like secondary scoring? What's thirdary scoring?
Goalie.
Tertiary scoring.
Tertiary scoring. Thanks.
Like, I think the point here is the leader of your team is saying stuff that has people questioning your leadership skills. That's not a good look right after you've been bounced again, is it?
Was he saying it like in the heat of the moment, like fresh off the
Post game, yeah.
I guess I'm kind of okay with it. I
Like,
mean,
was he talking about himself?
No, he's talking about his teammates. He's basically said, my
team.
teammates need to be better. It's not on me. That's the gist I got from it.
I'm not the hockey guy, as has become painfully obvious to anyone watching this show.
It translates.
But in some ways, from what I hear about the way this series went, man, it sure sounds like the Maple Leafs had a bunch of passengers playing for them. And I don't know that it's the worst thing in the world that you got to be a good teammate. You got to support your guys.
You know what? Do you know what would allow him to do that? If he had a goal the entire
this is the thing.
series.
That's why I was nervous launching into that whole thing, because I don't know what his series is.
And it's a good point, though, because we are just a couple of years removed from a conversation that was going on around the world of who would you rather start a franchise with, Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews? And when this thing was going on, this is right after he won the Hart because he scored 60 goals. Connor McDavid had the best statistical career of his entire life up to that point and lost out because of voter fatigue, and everyone in Toronto wanted their guy, so he got the Hart. Next year, Connor McDavid says, if you need goals too, fine, and goes out and leads the league in goals, just to prove a point that he's so much better than everyone else. But there was a conversation had by actual legitimate journalists. Would you rather have Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews to start a franchise? That was a conversation. Can you believe that now, looking back?
I can.
You would.
This
is why you're here.
Because of content.
In what way? Please show your work, sir.
Well, because what's the point of asking a question that's going to be, everyone's going to agree on it? You know what I mean? So it's like, let's have a conversation. Let's stir the pot a little bit.
So you don't think anyone was serious when they said they would take Matthews?
And like,
I really felt like a lot of people
maybe
were.
a couple Maroons were, but they were fooled.
It was enough to actually upset me. Like, I was physically upset that a conversation was being had that was so unbelievably out to lunch.
Did you speak on it? Did you get engaged?
No, I definitely got fired up.
So
it might have been on my way out of the old job. I went on a couple rants about that.
So it served its purpose.
I had reminders.
So here's one for you, Gaza. This is more content, Maze, or Coach Comma too, so you might just be cynical about this question.
Sorry.
McDavid or Crosby?
Crosby.
Ooh, man, hold on. This is that classic trope from Billy Madison. What was it? Who would you rather? And it was like, oh man, it was like B. Arthur
or Betty White,
or one of those like handsome hunks from the 70s, like Burt Reynolds. And it's like Burt Reynolds then or then? It's like, of course it was Burt Reynolds. So the answer is are we talking Sid Crosby now? Or are we talking peak time?
Wow.
Or where are we going?
Well, yeah, you can't. At the tail end of a career, it's like you wouldn't start something at the end.
So basically, you're saying, would you want a full
Unless
Sid
it's
Crosby,
pickleball.
or
then
do you
pickleball? I'm going Crosby for sure.
You want a full Sid Crosby career, or do you want a McDavid up to this point? Because I'm a McDavid guy. Like, it's so rare to see somebody that's so much better than everybody else at the top level of the entire world. Like, there is no one even close to the guy when you watch him. Like, I don't know how you can skate that fast. You just happen to water. Okay.
He's choking.
So I'd go McDavid all day. I feel like he can get 3 cups. I feel like he can go.
I mean, it's got to start this year.
This is his year. Like, for him to be in that conference, I agree. I've never seen anybody skate like him. When I'm watching highlights, and he just flies by people, and it's going, wow. Like,
it's just like this.
I don't think Sid did that. I don't think Mario did that. Mario was a taller player. Well, yeah, he was taller, so he didn't look like he was moving as quickly. Wayne definitely didn't do that, but he is amazing. But yeah, you got somebody with talent like that. Arguably, is there anybody who's played with that kind of skill? But then you got Crosby, who's won everything to win. Did he win a Memorial Cup? Did they win
Rimouski? Good question. Probably not. I imagine he would have been play like a year and he'd be gone, hey? The second you can get out of there.
he's
Oh yeah, he
underage
probably
2
only
years.
played a
He
couple of
was only
years.
2
Yeah, that's a
years.
good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not long enough.
3.
I feel like just even on just stats alone, just the pace that Connor has set, if he stays healthy, just like everyone else, if he stays healthy, that's a big part of being the best, is staying healthy. If he can, he will surpass Sid and most of those stats that he's put up, I feel. But I am biased. Baseball man, you got any say?
Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge?
No.
Shohei
Wrong.
me the
Ohtani.
money. Thoughts, real quick? Sid or Connor? I think he's doing stats now.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already said Sidney
Okay.
Crosby for sure. Look at these.
Oh, he's
My
pulling up.
word.
You know what I'm going to pull up right now is we got to do a live read. You guys, we haven't even got to this. We need a reset. We've been going good right now. You want to hit that before we do the live read?
Oh, you go.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go with this one right here. This is the All the Way Around Table, hanging out with Coach number 1, Coach Comma 2, and Simon Hiatt on a Wednesday. And it is time now for the live read. It's time to spring into your dream home, Coach. And Simon. Spring's here, and so is your chance to find the perfect home. With mortgage rates coming down, now is the ideal time to buy. Mobley or Rente with TMG The Mortgage Group works with multiple lenders to find the best mortgage for you, saving you time, money, and something we just talked about, fellas, most of all, stress. Eh? Get that stress out of here. You'll become a way better athlete. Whether you're self-employed, a first-time buyer, or have credit challenges, he's always there to help with 24/7 personalized support. And the best part? Anyone?
It's free.
Hey, Simon knew his services are completely free.
You're not beating that price.
That was very well done.
Thank
Plus, he'll continue to assist you long-term with refinancing, renewals, and mortgage strategies. That is, Mobley or Rente, mortgages made simple. Call him or text him anytime, 306-370-5804. That is what a live read looks like. If you feel like you could really benefit from something like that, real easy, just reach out to us, let us know, and we can get you all set up too. We got an email. The email has a theme song. Coach, have you even had a chance to, like, he writes all the jingles for everything we do. He is our lyricist here. Have you had a chance to sing the new song yet?
What do you mean?
Email song?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
do?
have.
Have you?
For sure.
Do you know the words?
No.
Okay. Well, that'll be good. Well, I guess Simon does. He's been here for a couple of them. We're going to sing it right now for you so you can enjoy it.
Contact that one.
That's the one.
Yeah,
you do
I
know
know.
it. We'll sing it with us.
No, it's good.
Just send an email to contact@dufferinav.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. Then we send it. You ready to send it? You're
Which
laughing
way
at
do we
me.
send?
You were giving me the proud dad smile there.
Cross-
That's good. We're sending it to Simon. Simon says, "Look
Like a-
out!"
Oh, jeez.
They had
You
to do it.
okay?
That was it.
Holy cow, guys. Easy.
Really?
Hey, we also have a website made by Roland. Simon, look out! He's all in. He's selling out. Woo! And one more, because we do have the Hansel of Twitch streams now. We have been affiliated, so we are now officially Twitch affiliates. And earlier today, Uncle Brando and I were playing another round of Super Ninja Boy, which is an incredible RPG for the Super Nintendo. A lot of fun. This Friday, we should be finishing up Star Tropics, and we've also started Final Fantasy VI, which is something I've never done before. A lot of fun. If you're into video games, twitch.tv/Dufferin Ave Media is the place to go. Can you lift this one up? Can you send it? Can you grab that? That way. That way. Oh, this is going to be so hard. It's untouchable.
Maybe I can drag it.
It's all the way up. On 3, it's going up. 1, 2, 3. The worst graphic interaction of all time. That's going to be a highlight. We'll promo that one. That was very good. Also, Phenom, I know you don't have any ears, but watch your headphones. Yeah, pop them off real quick off of your hand there. Yeah, we got an earbud. Hey, we're getting better.
I feel like a shooter all of a sudden. Can we get some shooters?
The international sound for I'll have one shot, please. And then it keeps going as we continue here on the All the Way Around table. We got into the hockey talk. We talked about Toronto. Do we want to talk about the Edmonton Oilers at all, or do we want to spend the last 15 here on some baseball talk? Because we haven't got to talk baseball with you in a long time.
We can do whatever. Corey Perry and the London Knights defeated Rimouski Oceanic or whatever they're called.
In the Q final?
In the Mem Cup final
Wow,
in
so you almost made
2005,
it. Look at
May
that.
29. That took me a while to look that up. London had Dan Fritz, Rob Schremp. Remember how good at the stick handling Robbie Schremp was?
He was an Oiler, wasn't he? For
Denny Severett, Dylan Hunter
Oh, there's a
were
lot of
their
names
top
coming up.
players. But then Crosby played with Marc-Antoine Pouliot,
Juliet.
Danny Roussin, just a bunch of guys that
Pouliot.
didn't really make a big deal. Go
Interesting.
ahead.
Research. Oh, he's just saying Pouliot. He's speaking
Pouliot.
French.
I was just looking at Daily Face Off. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's a good one.
.com.
Yeah.
And they did a comparison between McDavid and Crosby.
Here we go.
And they adjusted their stats to make up for the different eras, like the type of plays. Because when Sydney was playing, there was less goals scored on average in the league than what McDavid is playing now. And essentially on every offensive category, it is a draw. Their numbers are almost exactly the same. So I feel like if Crosby or McDavid plays longer, he'll probably have more points.
For
I
sure,
think
yeah.
it'll just, in the end, it's going to come down to who won the most cups. Because if their stats are roughly the same, they're both pretty damn good leaders. International play, Crosby's won a little bit more, but this is one where
that's worth a lot right there.
yeah,
For
the
sure.
golden goal, yeah,
I think McDavid will be top 4 all time for points.
I still can't get over
Maybe top
scoring.
points total.
points, like with the
Okay.
Jaeger and the Howe and the Gretz and the other guy.
Okay, that's enough hockey talk. My man Simon, he's been waiting.
That's fine.
He
Let's go
literally
baseball.
wore the
How much
jersey.
time did I spend talking about Pete Rose last week?
That's
I
true.
mean,
we learned a lot. You literally got me full all over the place.
I didn't
on
want
that.
like
Yeah, you did it. This is true. Here he goes. Go ahead. Get your piece in.
AJ mentioned about. Did you talk last week about the Cooperstown?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
You guys talked about that because I
That's-
missed. I've
that
been
was
out.
that's what
all
he's
we did
referencing.
That's all we did.
It was
okay.
crazy.
We talked about the.
and when you say
the
you
Black
guys,
Sox
it was mostly Simon. Just
Simon taught
talking.
us
Okay.
everything. It was.
I went
actually
off
really
a
good.
little bit.
Hold on, I would love your take on that. real
Smartest
quick.
guy in the room.
Yep, big time, big time. I want your take on that because I thought I didn't know it was the rest of the Black Sox team or White Sox, I guess.
Well, they
And-
called them the Black Sox
Yeah.
after they threw the World Series. That was like the
Exactly.
nickname. So you're right.
Yeah.
They were the Black Sox.
There you go. And Simon taught us about how big of a piece of garbage Pete Rose was his whole life, which I had no idea about. And I didn't know
Huge piece.
about how serious and how greasy the whole scandal was in 1919. I learned a lot personally, but I want to hear your thoughts on that before we get anything else.
That they're opening it up.
They're opening up. And that's the other thing. I thought they were just putting them in already. No, they're
No.
opening
No.
them up for eligibility.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess I don't. You could teach me or learn me or guide me on how I should feel about Shoeless Joe Jackson, but I'm a big Shoeless Joe fan, more based on like a little
8
tractor
men
ride.
out and-
Well, just a tractor ride that I went with Annie and
With your dad, Ray Kinsella,
yeah. And this,
as
when
he was
we
mowing
just
down
as he
your
was-
cornfield.
just like
Sounds like
he
something we
sold
talked
me,
about.
right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, anyway.
It's interesting though that your dad there, Ray Kinsella, didn't mention the fact that there was also a whole bunch of games thrown in 1920.
100%. Yeah.
There were so many games thrown by the White Sox, Black
Mhm.
Sox, and they were treated badly by their owner Charles Comiskey. Sure, absolutely.
Ooh,
as were-
Comiskey Park?
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, man. That's
Yeah.
not good.
But yeah, the movie 8 Men Out, the movie Field of the Dreams, two of my all-time favorite. I mean, I'm sucked for any baseball movie.
Mhm.
For me, like there are no bad Christmas movies. There are no bad baseball movies. I love them all. It's a little bit whitewashed. in
Sandlot
terms-
3.
I haven't seen. I didn't know there was a Sandlot 3.
There are two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
There is
say
a
I don't
2.
think I knew there was a Sandlot 2.
There is a 2.
There's definitely a 2, and I'm pretty
I
sure
knew there was a
there's
Major
3.
League 3.
Yeah. Same.
So
same.
it's, there's, like it's.
But Major League 2 was
anyway,
fantastic.
You're right.
It was. It was good.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
was.
Okay.
Even with the character changes. So, what are you saying? Shoeless, like Joe Jackson was no good?
My theory
There
is
was a lot that went into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna boil it down to a couple
we
of
go.
very basic points, though. The Hall of Fame has a character clause, which is supposed to determine whether or not guys can get voted into the Hall of Fame. If you are saying, as a Hall of Fame, as an institution that determines telling the story of baseball, that you have to keep guys out who don't meet the character clause, you have to keep Pete Rose out because he is a terrible person.
But
I'm fine with
they
getting
have
rid of the character clause because it's so flawed in itself. Like there's so
Right.
there's so many bad people already in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You got to figure out how to deal with the steroid guys. I feel like they should do what essentially all the other Hall of Fames have done and said, it's just about the numbers, baby. We don't really care who you are as a person.
It's already tainted pretty bad in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who defines character?
And that's the thing. And that was the other point I was
Yeah.
going to bring up, and that's a very good question, is right now the Hall of Fame is abdicating all of that responsibility onto the voters, which are by and large sports writers for the
Which
modern era.
are by and large probably terrible human beings.
There's a lot of bad
overall,
people
yeah.
there
Yeah.
too. Or, there's veteran committees made up of former players, all that sort of thing. I think if the Hall of Fame is saying we have a character clause and this is what we are using to determine whether or not you are a good enough person or too bad of a person to be excluded, the Hall of Fame has to take on that responsibility of saying, these guys over here, they were bad enough that they shouldn't be considered. These guys, they may have been bad, but they weren't so bad, so we can still consider them. I think they should be the ones making that determination instead of abdicating that responsibility. If they're going to have that
on
role.
rotating voters.
Yeah.
How many voters are there again?
Oh, it's something like,
Look at,
I think it's
Can I
two
just point out
writers from
something
every
here?
team. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was around 60 or 70.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
what
then
I
there's
would
like
like
a
to know what's
grandfather
going-
thing too. What?
I want to know what's going through Coach Kamatu's head right now, because the whole time Simon's talking, I thought Coach Kamatu was going to reach over and pop him because he's just
Oh, man.
No.
That would have been terrifying.
I was
No.
enjoying.
I never felt afraid for a second,
he
just
looked
so everyone
angry. I
knows.
thought, oh boy, this is going to be a good one.
No.
no.
He was
I-
listening
pissed.
intently and
I was-
giving.
yeah.
No.
That's his thinking stance.
Yeah.
That is-
Another thing I learned from our conversation was because of that 1919 scandal, that brought us a commissioner to MLB,
Yeah. That's
which I
how
didn't
we
know
got,
either. That's how we got a
that's how we ended
commish.
up with a commissioner.
So a lot there.
I believe, and I think you have to be a member of the Baseball Writers Association of America for 10 years before you can be considered for being able to vote for the Hall of Fame.
10
Is that how I
years?
think it works?
That's correct.
Crazy.
I think AJ, what you're noticing, I'm wearing a large T-shirt for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Right? You got me the shirt. It's
Pecs
a
are
little
growing.
bit tighter.
He's
So
growing.
I'm
Now, to be
trying
fair,
I'm
you're wearing
trying to-
2 T-shirts.
I
I
am.
mean, that's like a whole extra layer under.
It is an extra layer. There's a lot going on
Yeah,
here. I
absolutely.
don't mean to be imposing at all. I do want to do push-ups, though.
He loves push-ups. That's one thing I know for sure. All right, we got about 7 more minutes here. I feel like we all would like to talk a little bit about the Blue Jays. Yeah,
Sure.
is that okay? Because we don't need to talk about the Cubbies, right?
Cubbies are great. Cubbies are rolling,
That's an
baby.
easy one. Coach number 1. Thoughts on where the Jays are at? Looks like Bo's starting to swing it again, which is nice. Bo and Vladdy heating up a bit.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see a little more power from Vladdy, but Vladdy's hitting close to 290. We're only 5 games, but I find myself checking the standings on a daily basis now, and it's only May. But we're hanging around. We're 5 games behind the Yankees. We're doing okay considering Santander's hitting less than 200.
Yeah.
Vladdy's been good, but I wonder what's going on. How come he's not hitting home runs? Like, it's just he hits the ball way too hard.
It could
Not
be
to hit
that.
them. So he hit one the other day, and in May they've hit 25 or 26 home runs this month. So as a team, Varshaw's been freaking awesome since he's come back.
Yeah.
I think he had 6 home runs in his first 11 games back. So
What month is it?
just
May.
Right. So
May?
Vladdy is fairly historic on his slow start, which is scary.
yeah.
Because that are the ebbs and flows of his career, right? So if he starts to heat up, he'll do things that are outside of Judge, outside of Shohei,
Yeah.
to finish the year, where he's just like, wow, if he could just do this the entire 162 game season, he would shatter records, right? So that's coming, I think. Varsho, be careful what you say, because he goes the other way for long stretches of time as well, and you'll just rely on his defense. Same thing with Santander. They just have a streaky team. I think the Jays are where I thought they'd be, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. The Cubs are better than they're doing better, but I think it's a little bit of fool's gold. Sorry.
Don't you dare.
I want to hear your argument. Absolutely.
There's no argument. I have
Oh.
nothing to base it.
You're just skeptical,
I'm
as
just
someone
skeptical.
who knows what the Chicago Cubs have been for
Just throw it out
150
there.
years.
Same thing with-
It's fair. It's
Same thing
earned.
with the Mets.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
don't believe it.
I don't believe in that
Like,
either,
I don't
man.
quite believe it. I think they'll be good. They could
Not
get
that
if they
good.
get in. If they get into the in the door of the playoffs.
They're doing it without Soto too, by the way. Soto's
Right.
garbage right now. It's crazy. Crazy
is
stuff.
great.
Don't worry,
That's
she's
crazy
just
too.
partying.
That's spring.
She knows it's almost supper time, so she's going crazy down there.
Caramba. But yeah, no, I don't believe. I think the Jays will be what this. This is what they'll be.
That's
So
not gonna
hopefully
that's not
if-
gonna be enough. Not gonna be enough
For what?
to make the playoffs.
Is that what we
Start.
were expecting at the start of the year with the
I
moves
think
that they
so.
made?
I think so.
Okay.
No,
I don't.
You
think
did
so.
not?
Like Santander.
I mean, if that wasn't the goal, why didn't they sell off? Like if you're thinking, if you're
Thank
not
you.
going in
That's a
thinking,
great point.
hey,
Why
we
did-
got to make the playoffs.
Why are you bringing in Santander, man?
'Cause
Why
I
a lot of
think-
money.
I think maybe I don't know. Let's not assume. We've had these conversations before.
That's
I
another you
would
and me.
think that maybe there's the retool is my new favorite word. The
Ooh, that's
retool,
fancy.
right?
I like that.
There's chances to maybe sell off some players and then acquire others that may not change your trajectory for this year,
But
but
can
would
still
make you better for
contribute.
the next year. And that's
Yeah.
been a move that they haven't been scared to do with Varsho and other guys like that, where they're just like that. This doesn't really make
soft
sense.
rebuild.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
so
one
it's
likes
just-
saying the word rebuild.
Yeah.
No, it would be just a slight retool. Maybe they're gonna do, or maybe they'll pick some guys up at the deadline, and they're just that if they stay there and all they have to do is be hot for 2 weeks straight to get into the playoffs. Maybe there's the option to add some bodies at any time.
I feel that division's there for the taking.
Yeah,
That division's not going to be as strong as we thought it was when we came into this season. The Yankees aren't as good. The Orioles.
Oh,
The
that's
Orioles,
a whole show.
if
That's a
this
whole
was
show.
Premier League, they'd be getting relegated.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
It's bad. To,
And the funny thing about the Orioles, like we can talk about the Rockies. Okay, 3 teams have fired their managers so far.
Here we go.
Rockies, Pirates, and Orioles. Rockies and Pirates put 0 money in.
Mhm.
They've got pieces to build around, but they're not doing anything.
Dude, Paul Skeens apparently, his ERA is like sub something or other, and he has 3 wins.
Yeah, they're
And-
scoring him 0 runs.
Yeah, like
It's
his run
criminal.
support's insane. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
just-
it's fine.
so upsetting to watch guys like that who are so good and just get
He's
trapped.
so good.
Yeah,
The
continue.
Orioles actually spent money.
Yeah.
They spent money stupidly, though.
Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton, Sagano. I mean, Sagano's been okay. Tyler O'Neill. Oh, he's hurt again? Shocking.
Yeah.
that's too bad.
It is too bad. I love Tyler O'Neill. Good
Canadian,
Canadian kid.
yeah.
Finally not a Cardinal,
Yeah.
so I can root for him. But like nobody on any sort of long-term contract, no vision for the future. We lost Corbin Birds. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We're bringing in Kyle. What's his name? Kyle. That's not Kyle
Gibson?
Davis. Kyle Gibson.
That's
Thank you
the guy.
very much.
Yeah.
Three
They
home
just
runs
released
for
him.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and you have a great point there. The fact that a team that was expected to at least compete for first in the East
Mhm.
is so bad that they're not going to be anywhere near, which opens up that door for the Jays to maybe sneak in. Coach, comma 1. I guess you don't have a comma.
No,
Coach
no
number
comma.
1. That's better. Your thoughts as we're going to wake Frankie up here and we'll start playing our way out. But your thoughts on the Jays so far? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I think we're going to hit a hot streak. We're going to have a really a month and a half of really good baseball that's going to shoot us up, and that's going to get us in. So, of course, we're going to make the playoffs.
Nice. I love
That's
the
what's going to
positivity.
happen.
I like the tale of 2 comments from Simon, though. The Yankees aren't as good as we thought they were, yet they virtually have the same record as the Cubs.
I
No
mean,
offense.
He's okay with that.
if you'd told me a month and a half
Like
into the
they
season
same
the
record as
Cubs
the
and the
Yankees?
Yankees will have the
Yeah.
same record, I'd be like, sign me up.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
And they're both first in their divisions, I believe.
And
Yeah.
Cubs have the easiest. Yes, absolutely. Cubs just opened up a 3-game lead today by virtue of their win today. And they have the easiest strength of schedule the rest of the way.
Life
I'm
is
loving where the
good,
Cubs are at
Wrigley
right
So
Field,
I'm
yeah.
with AJ. If they think that if management thinks there's potential for a hot streak, or usually there is a 7, 8, 9 game win streak
Mhm.
up their sleeve, and
Gotta
then
make it there.
followed up by a 4-game losing streak, win 1, lose 4 again. If that's there, maybe make a move. Maybe the time is now. Who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. What's the wild card look like? They're down there.
Coach number 1, thank you for always making this an incredible roundtable. We
Gotta make
appreciate you
moves.
greatly. Simon Hiatt, thank you for bringing all the knowledge we can handle. Coach Mazur, thank you for just being here. So nice to see you again. So nice to get your amazing takes and all the good stuff and your sweet, beautiful gear. To my sweet phenom, great job yet again, my friend. I saw LB walk in. Great to see him. He's been putting in overtime the last 3 days. Got a couple new shows dropping. It's very, very fun. So be introducing those to you. One drops tomorrow, one drops on Friday. So that's going to be very cool. We're very, very, very excited for all of that. We will celebrate tomorrow's drop a little bit more as well. We will check in with our good buddy Matt Young from CTV, as he was sick last week, so we didn't get to see the Sega CD that he fixed for our good buddy Uncle Brando over there on the Twitch stream. Very excited to get that thing rolling, so we'll check in with him, have the big announcement, have so much fun until then. That's it. Enjoy hockey tonight. Go Oilers.
Go Oilers.
There we go. Remember, karma's very real. Do good things, they will start happening to you. That's what happened here. We love you. Have a great night. Bye, Coach Wayne.